Okay, that's enough of that, isn't it? I should probably get this started, shall I? Well then everybody, hello there! My name is Brassica Trainwreck, and I am here once again to expose all the secrets of the vegetable, fruit, and plant world to you humans whom I am trying to blend in with. So, today we will be doing something very special. We shall be judging the fuck out of my cousins, my brothers, my sisters, and all of my extended family. Well, not really all of them, because technically, you know, there's only so much I can go through in a tier list in a few hours, so we might come back to this again. However, for now, let's just say we are going to expose all of my extended family, caught in 4K, although I only stream in 1080p. By the way, how are the mic settings? I know that since I am still kind of getting used to this, I'm not exactly sure where to put my mic gain and where to put all of my my equalizers and stuff. And I feel like my noise gate still cuts me out sometimes. I'm still getting used to all of that, so I do apologize. But if it is okay, then let's get started, shall we? First, I do, however, want to admire this nice farm we have today. Last time I streamed, there was a bit of an upsie, or an oopsie. What is an upsie? There was a bit of an oopsie. The sun got too hot, and it burned me, the barn, the fence, and the entire field to the ground. But after a nice world rollback, we're okay. We are thriving and vibing. Maybe slightly dying, but like, forget about it. Okie doke. With that said, I want to show all you guys this tier list because I am actually really excited about this. I feel like this is gonna be super fun. So, let's switch over. Okay. And there you have it. Hold on, this is blocking the way. So, when I was doing this, I was thinking, should I expose all of like the criminal doings and all the bad sides of, you know, all of my cousins and brothers and sisters? And I was like, wait, no, I shouldn't. I mean, that would be really, really fun. I would really, really like to like, you know, make a world in which every vegetable I show, not everyone, but like, and you know, there are some good vegetables, some heroes, and then there are villains, etc., etc. But, as I was saying, I feel like when you try to introduce someone to your relatives, right? You don't want to show them their bad side right off the bat. So, you know, you want to show them their good side first. So, if we come back to this, we would definitely be able to, you know, go into a deeper dive and get some deeper cuts on all of these guys. Sound good? So, today, I am not going to use any, like, good or evil on my personality chart. No. Today, we're just going to do a very simple, like, you know, how introverted or extroverted are you? And, like, are you generally more well put together in terms of behavior, type of vegetable or fruit, or are you more dramatic? So that's how it's gonna go. Although, I will be taking notes. I will be taking notes about each little guy that we talk about here today. So, the details will be in there. Additionally, I want to make this very clear, because this is a very important topic to me. Also, these are all my family members, so if you go after them, they will know that I am the one who doxed all of them, and I will be in danger. So, like, please don't go and talk shit about these guys now. It's okay though. So, I will have notes up sorry, notes up, ass up for each guy. Like so. Actually, that's really freaking small. Oh my god. Okay. How much bigger can I make this? Let's see there. Is there a way to adjust font size? Or just zoom? Yeah, let's just zoom. Whee! Whee! Okay. That'll have to do. And then we exploded. Yeah. I am just using a tier list on that I found on the website. To be honest, this is not a comprehensive tier list. I just used what was on the website. However, on the bottom, I did add a few of my own custom ones. Wait a second. Hold on. Just 1 second. When I changed the tier list from being a tier list to an alignment chart, it actually got rid of all the custom ones that I did. Let's see if I can put these back really quickly. Okay. Yeah, that should be good. Because, oh fuck, I lost my scene. Because, oh god, no. Because as you know, I want to ease you guys into this. I don't want to be too outlandish right off the bat, so I'm just gonna go with the basics. And yes, I am totally fine with being called a basic bitch for introducing you to all like the most basic and normal family members first, but that is a criticism I am willing to take. So hurl your insults at me as much as you want, because cabbage is also on this list. And you all will also be able to judge all of these vegetables along with me. Hopefully we can get to fruits. It really depends on how long we take. Sound good? Let's see here. Okie doke. So, now that everybody knows what's going on today, I want to say one last thing. And this is a very near and dear thing to me. So, listen up! Ladies, gentlemen, bitches, bros, non-binary hoes. This list is based purely on vibes and not indicative at all of any species-wide personality. You hear me? I condemn fruit and vegetable discrimination. It is 100% no good. No bueno. Dame dane. You got that? We're gonna set those rules right now. And if you can't abide by them, well then I'm gonna personify you into a vegetable and put you on this list too. And you know what? Maybe I will break the rules and I will put an evil in in this alignment chart. We will make a separate one for all you haters. Okay. Well then. Coming up first, we have... Wait. We have... Question mark? Butternut squash? Wait, that doesn't start with A though! It has butternut squash in the front, and then it has the A's. Hello? Oh god, my chat is blocking that. Sorry. Gonna move this down a little bit. Okay. Okay, butternut squash. Let's see here. Let me pull this up. And then this. And then this. Butternut squash. And then there we go. Is that good? Yeah. That way it doesn't block the text. Butternut squash. Okay, so butternut squash. I mean, like, he's a gourd. He's kind of a round boy. And, like, inside he's sort of not entirely hollow, but, like, if he's kind of old and or, like, a little bit cranky, you can kind of feel him, you know, he has that kind of hollowness to him. But, like, the way he rolls around is, like, very nice and bubbly. You know, he likes to bounce around, so, like, at the very least, from what I've seen from, like, the extended family gatherings, the butternut squashes in my family, they generally, like, they are really good at talking to people and are pretty jovial, but they're not, like, necessarily the life of the party, if you get what I'm saying. So, like, I feel like they're more on the extroverted side, and they're a little bit more dramatic, but that's also just because their figure is rather, like, rotund and, you know, they've got a nice curvature to their personality, if you get what I'm saying. They're nice and voluptuous. Ooh. God. But they do have a bad side. They would definitely punch me in the face if they heard what I'm saying about them right now. Okay, so butternut squash, I would probably put in the more dramatic, extroverted side. Yeah. Oh, I need to take notes too. Yes. Round, rotund, bubbly, boobly. Social, but not the life of the party. Yeah? What else does everybody think? Is that a good summary of butternut squash? Does anybody have any differing opinions? I am all ears. If there are no objections, I think butternut squash is gonna stay probably, yeah. So let's put him like a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more extroverted. So like here, yeah. That feels good. I'm just doing it on vibes. Okay, let's see here. Next up, arugula. This one's kind of tricky. Arugula doesn't normally show up at the family gatherings, so I don't really know much about them, to be honest. This might be a little bit difficult. Arugula. So let's see here. They taste a little bit bitter. I mean, they're normal plant flavor, but just ever so slightly on the bitter side. Not too much though. I'd like to say that it's because they had, or at least like, you know, the ones I'm thinking about, had a bad past. Had a bitter past. Yeah. I can see it now. You know, they worked a dead-end job for like 20 years and I guess they haven't had the best relationship. Yeah, they haven't had the best relationship with like their friends and maybe in like romance too. Been stood up a few times but they're still trying to be a good person. But maybe they're just like a little bit on the more reserved side as a result of that. And so that's where that bitter flavor is coming in. You feel me? But like if you still pair them with like, you know, some other vegetables or like a nice dressing, then they can be very, very tasty. And not to mention, they're also quite healthy. Of course, everybody here is quite healthy, but arugula? Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but I haven't met that many, so it's a little bit difficult for me to get a real bearing on them. But so let's see here. They had a bitter past, some relationship issues. What else?
You know how like they're often in salads or some people even put them on pizza?
I do feel like, they are trying to be social. They are trying to, be a part of society, and they honestly do work quite well with lots of different other vegetables and fruits too. So, they're pretty easygoing. No, that's not the word. Well, they're able to fit in a lot of different social environments. Yeah, so they're very multifaceted. So reserved, but multifaceted, can be and can do well in many social environments. Yeah? Okay. I'm gonna shrink this a little bit. I'm gonna move myself around just a little bit. That way, it's a little bit easier to see. There we go. So let's take this in mind. So arugula would probably be a little bit more on the stoic side since they're reserved. Yeah? I wouldn't say necessarily they're introverted or extroverted because they're pretty used to being by themselves. However, it's not like they necessarily lose energy when they're around a lot of other people either. It's just sometimes they feel like they don't have much to say because they're a little bit depressed. Oh yeah. Low-key depressed. I should put that. Low-key. Oh god, what is going on? There we go. Low-key depressed. So probably I'd put them in between introverted and extroverted. And then a little bit more on the stoic side. Since this is on vibes, this tier list or this alignment chart is 100% irrelevant, and it actually is in no real way a good measure of a personality. However, I'll put them more on the stoic side for now. However, I feel like as we add more vegetables to the list and we start getting more relations and comparing these vegetables in terms of their character traits, we'll do some moving around. And that's okay. We're gonna keep it nice and fluid like water because all of us need water. Water is love, water is life. Oh shoot, I just switched scenes. What was I saying? Yeah, water is love, water is life, just like Shrek. Speaking of Shrek, guess what? We have another green thing coming up next. It's almost like we're doing something that has a lot of greens in it. Ah! Sorry. Yee! I keep trying to toggle, but since I'm not on OBS, it doesn't... Well, since I have OBS as my active window, it's not working. Okay. So, up next, we have artichoke. Artichoke, huh? This boy... Artichoke. Yeah. I'm trying to remember just what kind of person they were, since I haven't seen them at the family gatherings in a while. I remember sometimes we used to pluck out some of his outer leaves and then we use them as mahjong tiles. Cause rather than using tiles made out of plastic or anything, we just shed off our old leaves or whatever and then we just write on them with marker or pen or something. Or we just, something like that. But artichoke pieces, especially the outer ones, are pretty nice because generally you know, when you have a lot of those growing on you, it's really hard to move because like those older pieces are really stiff, and honestly, like, it makes you look a lot older. So the artichokes that I remember really liked to, you know, groom themselves, especially at the family gatherings. So like, it was a really efficient use of their old petals. So like, that's all I really know about them. I just remember, I mean, I was really young when I last saw artichoke at the family gathering, so I knew they liked to play mahjong. They really like to play mahjong. Really like. Okay, I'm gonna move this again. Really likes mahjong. Oh, yabayo. This is bad. I don't know what else to say about them. Oh god. Were they a smoker? I forgot. I think he was a non-smoker. Mostly cause like after peeling off like his petals and stuff, or his outer leaves, he didn't really want to get the new ones grimy. So like he wasn't a smoker. But he would often, like, you know, talk with other people like, around the mahjong table. He liked being, like, you know, a good parent, a good uncle type figure. But now that I think about it, he wasn't that expressive. Like, you know, he has a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings, but he just doesn't express them that dramatically. So I guess I would put him more on the stoic side. Yeah, and I think he was pretty social though. And that also, part of that was why he cared a lot about his appearance. And like, he thought a lot about other people. Because of course he was willing to, you know, wait to groom himself until a family gathering. So like, I put him... it felt like he was a bit more extroverted. A little bit more on the stoic side. Yeah, so... like here-ish? Yeah. Those are the right vibes I'm getting right now. 1 second, I'm actually going to grab a drink of water. So, 5-second BRB. Okay, I am back. Thank you for waiting. Up next, we have actually my baby cousin, Brussels sprouts, Rosenkohl, rose cabbage. So these little guys, honestly, they're low-key extremely adorable. They are the closest thing I can think of is like. They are like the platelets from cells at work. So they are always, you know, just like very bright and bubbly, and they like to see their elders. So this one's pretty easy. Let's see here. Noto. Brussels sprout. Sprout. Brussels sprout. Bubbly. My baby cousins. Okie doke. Well, since they're little kids, they're really expressive. So definitely let's put them more on the bottom right of here. Very dramatic, and very extroverted. Okay, so for broccoli, broccoli's a little bit of a weird one, I feel, because as you all know, broccoli is normally both seen in the flower form. However, they also do have leaves. But to be honest, and the broccoli that I know from my family also say this, they feel like the leaves are like, you know, they're young skin, and they feel like it doesn't really contribute much to their personality. However, what really screws them up is not just like the leaves, but the fact that more often than not they grow very big, but then they get cut into bite-sized pieces, or you know, very small pieces. It's just so common, and of course that can be said for a lot of other vegetables. But like they sort of get a bit of DID, dissociative identity disorder. Whether that's actually a thing is debatable, but like at the very least, the way they describe it is like you feel like every single small piece of you is you, but then at the same time you feel like you are incomplete, or like you are not yourself. And as a result, they struggle with a lot of identity issues. Struggles with identity crisis. With that said, each of the individual parts, pretty jovial, pretty common. So I'd say they're just like, you know, they got a nice bushy hair, they're kind of funky, but like generally because of their issues, they don't like to talk about it that much, and sometimes they just kind of like to each of the little pieces like to talk amongst themselves, if that makes sense. So like, they're pretty cool, but generally they tend to get more energy just by like just by being amongst themselves. Yeah. So let's grab broccoli flower, and probably more introverted, a little bit on the dramatic side. Yeah. And now up next we have bok choy. Bok choy, huh? Not gonna lie, I am a little bit biased. I do have a little bit of a partiality towards bok choy. Like I've known them for a really long time. Sort of see them like my cousin that's maybe a little bit older than me, but at the same age. So I thought they were pretty cool because they were older and more mature. But at the same time, I still can really relate to them. So bok choy, relatable. Yeah, they're pretty easygoing. The way that they, you know, talk is pretty easygoing, and they're friendly too. But sometimes it feels like they can be a little bit difficult to, you know, talk about deep feelings. Easygoing, difficult, does not share. Yeah, let's say does not share deep feelings. And the reason I say this is because you know how when you're washing bok choy, it's a little bit difficult to get all the dirt out, you know? Because the dirt is within all the leaves and etc. It's not like in some other vegetables, like for example, moi. You can actually, you know, depending on the growing, you can actually get a relatively clean inside of the cabbage, where all the inside layers, they don't have much. There's no dirt on them. It's just the outside that needs to be cleaned. And that's very convenient. But bok choy, most of the time, you do have to clean the inside layers as well. And that just kind of means that they're a little bit less prone to opening up. So probably, they are a little bit more reserved emotionally. However, their overall personality is like easygoing. So I wouldn't say they're necessarily like introverted or more stoic. So they are kind of just like in the middle of the road. So I would say they're very self-driven. Yeah, self-driven. As a result, that is kind of the reason why they don't share their deep feeling. So they are easygoing, but I would put them more on the introverted side, for the reason of, you know, those deep feelings being hidden underneath. So they're not really stoic or dramatic either, so I'd put them like here, maybe a little higher than broccoli. Just ever so slightly. Yeah? Okay. So bok choy would probably go around here, and then maybe I would adjust broccoli just a little bit. I think that looks right. Oh, and of course, if at any point you... Oh, right. If at any point you wish to contest this, if at any point, you know, if you in the chat are one of these vegetables and you feel like you have been judged unfairly and inaccurately, please let me know, and I will, you know, discuss with you to rectify my mistakes. So let me edit that into the text. Da-da-da. If you want to suggest, the thing is, the only words that are coming up are words that are a little bit difficult and not very good for non-English speakers, so I don't know if I should put it. If you want to suggest caveats, go ahead. I'll leave it at that. Yes. Where would bell peppers go? Oh shoot. Oh no, I can't move it off the board! Ah! Bottom left. Okay. I do have a little bit of a problem with this tier list. In that they put the red orange bell peppers as good, which is clearly racist. Like, come on. So in my notes, I will put red orange, and that the maker, the tier list maker, is plantist? Is that a word? Let's see here. There we go. Wait. There we go? Yeah. Plantist. Okay, but onto the actual personality. So these guys, they've got a very spicy personality, you see. Not necessarily just because of their color, but their shape as well. And like, you know, they got... The way I can say is that, you know, if you think of a pepper hanging from a vine, if you apply that metaphor, it's like the pepper's personality is the stem, and the fruit that hangs off the vine is like all of the tea that they spill. I don't know if that makes sense, but like peppers really, or like the red and orange peppers, they really love talking. They love dishing dirt. They love gossiping about people, and generally like they laugh a lot and have a really good time. So I'm not going to say that they gossip about others in like necessarily a bad way, but they do just like love talking to other people and like, you know, even gaslighting themselves a little bit, you know, just being really silly and flamboyant and rambunctious just to have a good time. So like, I would say they are super extroverted, for sure. And love to gossip. Also, very nice. I need to make sure that part is in there because otherwise, well, sometimes people think that gossips are not very good people, and I would like to make that distinction. These are the type of people who will gaslight themselves and others, all for the sake of, you know, just playing around and imagination. So, you know, you don't really need to take what they say too seriously. And of course, if they hurt anybody's feelings, they will definitely apologize. So they are gonna go super bottom left. Or it's not bottom left. They're going to go bottom right. They are the cream of the crop when it comes to outgoing and very social, loves getting energy from others. Honestly, they exist to have a good time. Just a sec. I'm gonna get some water here. By the way, I know I asked this before, but is the music volume too loud? I think I turned it up a tad today, but I wonder if it's a little bit too loud compared to my voice. I also turned my mic up a little bit, but it is peaking. At the very least, it looks like it is on OBS, so I don't know if this audio setup is good. But I didn't want the music to be too loud compared to my voice. So there you have it. I will leave bell pepper, you know, with just a little bit of space so that it doesn't exactly touch the bottom right corner. But, you know, it deserves it. As long as nobody else on here, you know, deserves to surpass them. In that case, let's move on to our next boy. Green pepper. Yeah. So these boys, I feel like they are, in a way, very similar to red and orange bell peppers. I feel like maybe they're a little bit less sweet. And that just is because sometimes their social skills are just a little bit not as good. Or like, maybe they're just not as energetic as the red and orange ones. So like, they still are pretty dramatic. And they're very open with their feelings and their emotions. But they just don't get as much energy from being around other people. If you catch my drift. So like, they need a little bit more recharging by being alone, but not by much. So I'll probably put them somewhere here. Yeah. I didn't pull up the note yet because the green bell peppers are pretty easy. They're very similar to red and orange. So, green pepper, bell pepper, no. If I want to be consistent, then L pepper. It is the L pepper because it is not the winning pepper. L pepper. Like red, orange pepper, but taking the L. Cause not as sweet. I think that makes enough sense. Let's just put it there. Okay. No, not that! This. Okay, as for the next one. Beets, huh? I've always found that beets were very sporty type of vegetable. They really enjoy playing American soccer / international football and frisbee, other sports. They kind of have a competitive streak to them, or at the very least the ones I know. So like maybe it's because of their, oh shoot, my toggles look really weird. Maybe it's because they're a little bit tiny, small in stature, they feel like they have something to prove. I've seen from like I guess like their tendency to group up in like a couple like 3s or 4s. They are very close amongst themselves. However, they are sometimes a little bit scary to walk up to and say hi because they're very competitive. They're very driven people. So, I keep trying to click on the notepad in OBS. Oh, my bad. Let's see here. Beets. Often in groups. Love sports. Very driven. They're sort of like, how should I say this? I want to say they are very competitive, and that causes them to be very driven and assertive. However, sometimes people misinterpret that as aggressive. Assertive, often misunderstood as aggressive and scary. How about that? No complaints? I see no complaints. So, they are generally more on the dramatic side because of their very assertive personality, and like they're very outgoing about it. They're very expressive about that. However, that kind of passion that drives them forward, it kind of feels they do have like a little bit of a more stoic passion inside of them. It is less carefree and less unrestrained, if that makes sense. So they are more extroverted. They are extroverted around their own kind, but sometimes they can have trouble with getting along with other vegetables. So I will say they're extroverted, and they would not mind to hang out with others, but it's just that sometimes they can have difficulty in relating to them and socializing with them. So I'm probably gonna put them a little bit more extroverted than the butternut squash, because at the very least, you know, that kind of assertiveness, like they kind of live for it, you know? I feel like at the very least, so far, most of these guys have been on more of the extroverted and dramatic side. So maybe that's just my bias, and also part of me not wanting to show off the bad sides of everybody quite yet. We'll see. I will tinker with things as we go. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Bean sprouts, my boy. Bean sprouts. Bean wagon. Bean sprouts. First of all, I will preface this by saying, although these guys are tiny, they are not necessarily like that trope of like the angry chihuahua who is very mad about their size and is trying to, you know, prove themselves with anything. Honestly, they are tiny, but they're pretty chill with it. They have a really neutral flavor, you know, and just in vibes, they really mingle well with everybody. Lots of things, but also just they don't talk that much. They're just there, they exist, people enjoy their presence. However, they try not to make a very big presence, if that makes any sense. So people enjoy them, or like other vegetables enjoy them. So I'll just put others enjoy them. They do not try to exert a big presence. Just chilling. What else do I remember about my cousins? I feel like they like to travel a lot. They really like traveling throughout Asia in particular. I don't know why, that's just a character trait of theirs. Really likes traveling through Asia. Yeah, I don't know if this is actually indicative of all bean sprouts. It's probably not, but like, I do know a fair bit of bean sprouts, because, you know, there are a lot of them after all. And they do really like traveling to Asia. So, I'll put these guys... Oh, wait. No. Before I do that, I need to clarify. This chart did not specify whether they are mung bean sprouts or soybean sprouts. And that's a very important thing to specify, because they are two different people. Soybean sprouts, just by appearance, they are a little bit longer, a little bit skinnier, whereas mung bean sprouts are the, you know, the shorter, fatter guys. Now, what does this mean about their personality? Well, maybe I'll talk about soybean sprouts another time, but I do need to specify that the boys I just talked about are mung bean sprouts. They're generally a little bit less flexible than the soybean sprouts on account of being a little bit thicker, so that does translate into their personality a little bit too. So they are more on the stoic side. Generally, yeah, they are a bit more introverted. They do enjoy hanging out with people, but I think generally they kind of get energy by existing within a social setting and not necessarily, what is it, like contributing to that social setting. Just their mere existence is like a, you know, a very good complement to any social setting. That they kind of thrive on just being there and being close and understanding of themselves. So I'll put them on the more introverted side. And they're pretty reserved. So like something here. Oh wait, I just realized I didn't take the note down. Ah, my bad, I am sorry. Oh, I'm fucked. Oh, I'm so fucked, aren't I? I was trying to toggle my expressions and I actually went back twice on my browser. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, hallelujah. Jehovah, Jesus, Yahweh. Oh. Thank the Lord. I didn't lose my progress. Oh. If I had a heartbeat sensor, you'd see my rate would have gone from like 69 to 200 instantly. And when I came back to here, it spiked up to 300. Oh. Give me a sec. I need to process this. Cabbagebrain.exe has stopped working. Oh. Oh. I'll put the BGM back on real quick. De-stress. Go. Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay. I have rebooted. Cabbage.exe is now working! Yeah! Okay. Let me see if I can turn my muzzle back into a smile! Oi, Brassica. You can do it. I believe. Oh wait, I know why it's not working. It's because I have my crying toggle on. My schneef toggle on. Okay. We are so back! And with that, I'm going to skip a few and go straight to cabbage. No objections. Moving on. Okie doke. Well then. I need to regain my bearings. Okay, who's next? Bamboo shoot. Okie doke. Bamboo shoot. Specifically, the shoots. Let's see here. One thing I do know about bamboo shoots is that they think the stalk is a shitty parent. I don't know why. Like, they think that, but at the very least, that's the vibe I get from them. And it's important enough for them to tell me. So, maybe because of that rough childhood or whatever, they do have a little bit of that outer hard shell on the side still. And you do need to, to marinate them, to marinate their emotions a little bit for them to open up. In that case, they're a little bit like artichoke, so they're a little bit more stoic, and I will say, just for whatever reason, bamboo shoots, they are a little bit more reserved than artichoke as well. So like they're a little bit more introverted, a little bit more stoic. So although artichoke is sort of like on the extroverted side and more stoic, bamboo shoots are generally more stick to themselves. I guess like generally they still are sort of in that edgy teenager phase where they're figuring out their lives and stuff like that. So let's see, edgy teenager phase. Wants to be left alone usually. Of course, they have their close friends and the like. So it's not like they don't socialize with anybody, but they do have some parental angst. Has parental angst. I feel like that would put them more like up here. Maybe more introvert, less stoic, but more introverted, yeah? Yeah, they're more introverted. However, they do, have that whole, like, sort of emo thing going on. Very pointy, very spiky, willing to lash out at others. So they're a bit more dramatic than, say, bean sprouts. So yeah, they take the top of the introvert list right now. Ooh, okay. Next one is a good friend of mine, actually. Asparagus. Generally, as a cabbage, I do kind of get along with asparagus. So their tips are very pointy. However, they're very soft, very nice. So generally, they're very artistic people. They like to use their own heads as an art brush, And honestly, you can cook them in many different ways. So say, like, you can grill them, you can stir fry them. Generally, they do good with a lot of fire, a lot of heat, and quick and short and fast. They are super into theater because they love, very bright, vivid moments. And then they just kind of coast for a little bit, living on that wonderful, wonderful high of emotion. So, asparagus. So, in a nutshell, sorry, I am tired. Word come out not right. Sad life 5 me. In a nutshell, asparagus are theater kids. Loves to paint and do art. Good grilled or stir fried. However, generally they are not too emotionally resilient. If you steam them or whatnot, or just take too long to cook them, then like they'll get soggy, and then like they lose their color, their vibrance, gone, withered away. It's like, that episode of Phineas and Ferb where in Candace's dream, spoilers, sorry, in Candace's dream, Phineas and Ferb get taken to like a re-education camp to become quote unquote normal, and like by the time she arrives to save the boys, they turn into just like sad husks of people. That's how asparagus are once they've been cooked for too long. They sadly do not have a lot of emotional resilience. They take a lot of, that emotional damage. So, not gonna lie, they do take the top spot for me on cabbage. So like, I feel like they are a little bit less extroverted than bell peppers because there are times where they really just get so involved with, I guess, their work, their acting, their art, their whatever, their performance, that, you know, they're really feeling the performance and not necessarily the social part of it. So I would say they're like, maybe in between like green and red / orange bell peppers, or maybe should they be under? This is a tough one because they're definitely dramatic. If I want to make this right, maybe I'll put bell peppers as a little bit less dramatic. Green ones, that is. Yeah. I will put green bell peppers as a little bit less dramatic than asparagus. That feels right. Vibes say yes. Yes, vibes say yes, exactly. Okay, just 1 second. I need to untoggle myself. Whoops, that was my BGM. Sorry. I need a nice thing. I need a nice window that I can actually use my toggles on. I want to go back to normal. No. Yes. No. Also no. Yes. Yes. Okie doke. There we go. We are back. Okay. Next up, jalapeno. Hey. What do you think? What kind of a person do you think jalapeno is? I'll give some time for people to chime in. In the meantime, I am going to yawn. Woo! Oh god. If a VTuber yawns, or if like a streamer yawns, do the people who watch get tired? Do yawns get transferred through the internets? That honestly is a question I have not thought before, but I really want to know the answer. Let's see here. Okay, so the reason I asked for input on the jalapeno is because contrary to what other people may think, I feel like jalapeno, despite being very spicy, hot, you know, some might think they're very dramatic in that regards because of that. They honestly just kind of keep to themselves. Like, generally, maybe it's just they have some neurological problems or whatever. That's not their fault. They are lovely people. But, jalapeno, honestly, just, they get really affected by the world around them. And as a result, they just kind of bottle up all their frustrations. And that's kind of what leads to that spicy feeling. Because like they feel like they want to do something in this world, they want to have meaning in their life, right? But they feel powerless to actually do anything, you know, to change the world for the better. And that's kind of sad. So, frustrated at the woes of life, but feels powerless. Bottles up feelings. No. Yes. Yes. Okay. I realized I didn't show the note for that. So. Take a sippy sip. So, jalapeno are... I'd say they definitely like to keep to themselves. So they're probably even more introverted than bamboo shoot. Whereas bamboo shoot still like, you know, like social settings, but generally just has some angst. Jalapeno are, they feel a little bit older, they feel like they don't have as many friends, as many people to talk to, and they just kind of deal with it, I guess. I'm not sure else how I should put it, because like, they don't come to the family reunions often. And that's as a result of them just kind of feeling like they would ruin the mood, yeah? So like, maybe I should put them more on the stoic side. Because they are pretty stoic and not so dramatic. They've kind of got that vibe of like the dad who makes kind of like, you know, dry humor, dark humor, dead, you know. It's like that kind of humor where you're very, very dry and dark, but like it's still kind of funny. But your voice really doesn't inflect much when you speak like that. Do you know someone like that? I feel like if you don't, it's very hard to make this comparison. But to me, that's the best way I can put it. So we're gonna put jalapeno in the top left. Okay, let's see here. How long have I been streaming? Oh lordy. It's only been 1 hour. I'm not going to finish! So something tells me today... We're not gonna get through this today. I don't think so. I have many things to do. In about 2 hours. I know it's very late, but I still have things to do. I have to meet people then. I have work to take care of. I have people from overseas that work with me that I need to talk to. Oh god. Why can't I just spend like 8 hours streaming this? Okay, that is enough crying. I'm limited on time. I only have about an hour left, but I will do my best to give everything I have in this hour. I don't know why, but I'm gripping my fingers, and so my left hand is, for whatever reason, just gripping my middle finger. So it's like I have my middle finger out right now. It's really awkward, but, you know, you can't see it, so it's fine. Okay. Collard greens. Collard greens, huh? Well... Fuck! There are no collard greens in my family. So I actually have no experience with them. You know, maybe not making my own tier list was a mistake. Yeah. Okay. You know what? This is something I too can overcome. It's going on the list. Collard greens. I will just go with what I have from my limited experience in consumption. So, collard greens. Generally, I do not have too many positive experiences with them. They, in my opinion, are just like they're very, what is it? They have a very deep flavor, but at the same time, it kind of leads to them having a little bit of a bitterness to them. It doesn't help that normally when I eat them, they're covered with like bacon or some other animal fat or meat in order to like make them taste a little bit better. So I don't know much about the greens themselves. I just know they're just kind of, they have a very strong earthy flavor. Some may say that, you know, it contributes to a little bit of a bland personality. And since I don't have many in my family, I might be inclined to agree. So, a little bit bland personality. Of course, this could just be because I don't know that many. But, they're a little bit bland. They're usually like the side hoe of a main. They're usually the side hoe to whatever animal product is used to cook them. Oh, and by the way, this is definitely the point where if you want to, you can chime in and like be like, "Ayo, Brassica, what the fuck are you talking about? What drugs are you on?" In which I say, "I am on tea." But this is definitely your chance to be like, "Ayo, I want some depth to collard greens, yo." Like, there is so much more about collard greens that you do not know, and I will be like, "Ayo, I know. I have very limited experience. I'm a young cabbage. I have yet to meet many other vegetables, many other fruits, many other humans as well. And so, speak up and allow me to reveal expose to me the truth of the collard green. Cause like, not gonna lie, if no one speaks up, they're gonna go and fucking like here. They're gonna exist as just like the boring vegetable in this tier list somehow. They're just gonna exist all the way up here. And it's not like they're jalapenos with a story or whatever. They're just, I don't know anything about them. So they just exist except for like negative stuff. I haven't seen like, you know, the best sides of collard greens either. So like, they're just gonna exist really boring on this personality chart. And like, I don't know if they're necessarily introverted, but top left just feels right, given the types of personalities that we have on this chart. Now then, speak up now, or forever hold your peace. The results will be finalized in 3, 2, 1. And collard greens are now married to top left. You heard it here, everybody. We ship it. Collard greens X top left. Boom. Match made in heaven, and it has been recorded in the VOD. Well then. Okay, on to the next. Go, go, go! Come on, Brassica, you gotta get these done! It's okay, I will try not to rush. I will just vibe and take my time. After all. Oh, Jesus. That burp. Oh, the acid reflux. Hold on, let me untoggle my big eye, because I wanna want to show a little bit of disgust at what just came up in my mouth. Oh, that tasted bad. Okay. Next up, we have ginger. Quite fond of ginger. Ginger, as you know, is very common in a lot of home remedies, and their personality honestly reflects that, in my opinion. So like they are a very health-focused food. They like to care a lot about, you know, other people, almost a little bit too much, to the point where they can be a little bit overbearing sometimes. That's where a little bit of that spiciness comes out. So they really do like being like the wingman to a lot of different people. So like, for example, if they want to be in a dish with like asparagus, bok choy, other vegetables, other dishes, like they'll flavor soups, you can use them in meats, like they go well on so many things. And like, people really appreciate them. Honestly, ginger lives a really good life. Besides like the fact that, like, not gonna lie, they kind of struggle when growing a little bit, because like, I feel like they're just so sensitive to other people or other vegetables around them that they struggle a little bit emotionally, but like they're very, very caring. But sometimes that kind of overbearingness can be a little bit annoying. Yeah, so a little overbearing, cares a lot about other people. Great wing vegetable. With that said, they are extremely good at insulting people. Really savage. So they can flip like a switch from being, you know, caring to savage. And those two things don't necessarily have to be exclusive. So I will say they are quite high on the dramatic side. They generally have to struggle between, you know, not wanting to be too overbearing, so they get a little bit of that toned downness, a little bit of stoicism point for that reason. And then as for their extroversion, they're pretty extroverted, I would say. Like when they're alone, they still are, you know, thinking about what they can do for other people, etc. They're very involved in communities. So like eating them raw sometimes is not good, and that's kind of reflected, in my opinion, of just like sometimes they're a little bit overbearing, but you know, maybe some people would give them a little bit more introverted points because like maybe they're a little bit more alone, because sometimes they're just too much for people, you know. But I would say they do get their energy from people. It's not necessarily their fault that they're the ones who are alone. It's just that kind of, that's how the social environment turns out, just when you put everybody in the same place. So I will put them on the more extroverted side, if that makes sense. You can disagree with me, that's okay. With that said, we now go to the next what the fuck am I saying? We now go to the next aromatic. Some which say is very similar in its ubiquitousness as ginger, and that is garlic. I'll be honest, this guy's a little bit tricky. Garlic is a guy who I feel like he's generally pretty loved, pretty cool, pretty creative, has a lot of funny jokes sometimes, and like can do very flamboyant things sometimes too. Hold on, let me pull up my notes. I forget if I pulled up my notes for ginger. I think I did, but here's that summary. But garlic, on the other hand, gets along well with everyone. Well, not everyone, but with most people. is well liked. They're funny, and they're smart, and like, generally they have a pretty cool personality too. But sometimes they say the weirdest shit out of nowhere. And it's not even just like, I guess, sort of like weird in like a way that might be funny on internet humor. Like, what is it? Like, just like, you know, sometimes they'll just randomly start talking about poop. And maybe to some people that'll just be unhinged and funny, but like, Garlic does not know that controversy is a thing. And as a result, Garlic just says some of the most controversial shit in like, in good faith. And it just kind of weirds everybody out, because it's kind of clear that he doesn't understand that discrimination and other things of that manner exist in this world. So sometimes you kind of have to tiptoe around things with him. Or like, you have to not bring certain topics up, because then he will just say shit that he heard on the internet. And he won't understand it, and if you try to explain to him, he still won't understand it. I say him, but it's really them. Sorry. Yeah. Garlic, huh? Like, sometimes they can just be a little bit too strong with their humor. And sometimes, like, the flavors that they are putting out do not necessarily jive with the rest. You know, if you cook with garlic too long, they turn bitter as shit very quickly once you burn them. And sometimes their flavor is just too much, or just does not fit a dish. But it's also very, very well used. So, like, let garlic cook with his words for too long, and shit will start turning bitter very quickly. That's the best way I can put it. Garlic is a very free soul. And you know, if in a world, I wish that we could live in a world where garlic could thrive all the time, but that's not the world that we live in. That's the nicest way I can put garlic. So, then that means, where should he go on the chart? Because although he's funny and witty, it's not like he's necessarily being dramatic. His intonation is not always, you know, made to be dramatic. It's just that sometimes he talks like that. And it's not like he's being loud or too flamboyant or anything, or he's changing the way he speaks constantly. But he, in my opinion, they do have a good sense of humor. And like, they're also very good at entertaining themselves, because if they get on one thought, then they can just travel that train of thought all by themselves. You know. Hold on, let me put that on the notes as well. Enjoys trains of thought myself. So like, similar to Ginger, they're good everywhere, but Ginger kind of wants to be in the action, whereas Garlic is pretty fine either way. And then they're not as dramatic as, say, Ginger, or even the peppers or asparagus or the Rosenkohl, the Brussels sprouts, but they are more than like, they are more than butternut squash. Butternut squash, you know, just a happy guy, pretty nice. You know what, I actually will move him over a little bit. And then Garlic will be a little bit ahead of him, but that's just because Garlic says some crazier shit. And like, sometimes that crazier shit is still pretty acceptable, and sometimes it gets way too unhinged. So, you know, he'll be ahead of that. Yeah. So roughly around there. Also, I do like in that picture the garlic cloves, or the husks. Yes, that is what they are called. The husks are in a bowl shaped like a heart. It's quite nice. Meatloaf garlic. Garlic loaf. And by loaf, I mean love, by the way. I'll move myself over to here sometimes. Honestly, I feel like I should take a hit in the drama portion because although I do intonate my voice sometimes that turns into me intentionally speaking very monotone. However, I don't know if that gets construed and that like it's sort of like a very meta type of dramatic intonation. So just to be safe, I will put myself on the less dramatic side. I think it's only right. Since sometimes there is a lot of, personality that can get left out when we're not meeting face to face, even when VT. And of course, I feel like I could be a better speaker. So, for the lack of confidence, I will have myself be a few drama points fewer than I was previously. Sound good? Okay. BRB, I'm gonna take a sippy sip. Also, I need to use the little cabbage's room really quickly. So, I will be right back. Tadaima! Honey, I'm home! Okay, with that, I do have one small thing that I need to say. Houston, we have a problem. I've yeeted my model so far away, I can't find it. Oh god, how do I reset my model? Oh god, how do I reset my model? Oh fuck. How do I reset my model position? in OBS. Oh no. I would show you some expressions, but like you can't even see me at this point. Oh God. Okay, new idea. First, we return to this screen. And then I copy me. Oh fuck. And then we paste me. Wait, no, that was chat. I just copied chat. Oh my god, I am an idiot. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We are going to just cook a little bit in OBS. We go to new capture, add existing. And then visible. Perfect. And we're back! Now, I just need to make me tinier. And... No! Not that. Let's see here, we've got Chato and Moderu. Okay. And we are back. I'm gonna move myself again just because I am on top of the list. And that is no good. Okie doke. So, next up we have... horny. We just have horny. The horny vegetable, eggplant. Honestly, eggplant gets a bad rep for all the dick jokes. I feel a little bit bad because, like, not all eggplants are that horny, okay? You catch my drift? It's just a very, very loud minority of eggplant that love to fuck. That get all of the attention. With that said, though, I am half tempted to put that minority on the chart just for the memes. Okay. Let's see here. And then toggles. You know what? I want to put on sunglasses. Let's do it. I am going to live my best life now. Okay, back to eggplant though. If I'm being real, eggplant, they have like a very neutral flavor. Sometimes they can feel a little bit waxy, and as a result, they can kind of flake on you when you like try to make plans. Can be a flake. But they're pretty neutral. It's kind of like when you go out wearing just like all one color of clothing and just like it's the you know, like the very ubiquitous cut of male clothing where you have like the t-shirt and like the khakis, except they're the same color. That's kind of eggplant's thing, and that's just based off their flavor. But like they can be really good if you add some spice, some other flavors. Sometimes it might have to be a lot of oil or other things. When you roast them, they're really good. So like they do really well under pressure. Do well when under pressure. Actually, not just do well, but they're really cool when under pressure actually. And that's when they really shine. Roasted eggplant, and you throw in maybe some vinegar, some oil, or just the eggplant itself. Make some nice baba ganoush. So like, generally, they're not the pushers, but when pushed, they're pretty damn cool. So I wouldn't say like they're necessarily introverted or extroverted. I mean, I guess maybe you could say they get energy from themselves because they don't talk, or like they're not that cool that much. just by themselves. But then, you know, we'd have to change out the criteria for all the other vegetables. Personally, I feel like they're just not particularly introverted or extroverted, but they are pretty cool. They're pretty cool-headed and cool. So they would go more on like, they're kind of like arugula. I will say though, it's a little bit weird to kind of classify them in this type of structure, this dramatic / stoic structure, because like cool is just a completely different thing from all of these. So I feel like it's a little bit difficult to really put eggplant on the list. Yeah. Of course, if you have, you know, other dishes where eggplant are present in, what you think are really nice, then go ahead, tell me about them. And you know, maybe we can adjust this. But I do feel like sometimes eggplant needs a bit of a push. It needs fire, it needs heat, it needs other people to shine, essentially. And because of that, it is a little bit more stoic. Maybe I will say it's a little bit closer to the center because it has that really cool factor. So I'll try to, you know, put that in. I'll try to account for its coolness. But if like I were to put the meme eggplant, then he'd probably stay within a reasonable margin of the dramatic / stoic, but he would go a lot down here. Yes, the meme eggplants, those very loud minorities, they take gaining your energy from other people in a very, very literal manner. I know I curse a lot, but I'm trying to keep this PG-13. Just because, lewd. I feel like eggplant already gets a bad enough reputation that, you know, I don't want to slander it even more. So, meme eggplant would go like down here, right? But regular eggplant is like here. I feel comfortable with eggplant being there. And next up would be... Oh god. Maybe I should say the same for cucumber too. Cause cucumber... I will say, cucumber, generally I feel like I eat cucumber more often raw than cooked. Whereas eggplant, it's the opposite. You know, you got some really nice kimchi. However, there are like sometimes cooked cucumbers, cooked spicy cucumbers. I've had those before, and like as a hot dish, they are really good too. However, they are a little bit bitter, and that leads a bit more to that stoicism side. And it could also just be that maybe they've dealt with their memeness in a little bit of a different way. But I feel like whereas eggplant is more willing to, you know, accept that the kind of meme status that they have, cucumber kind of takes it a little bit more personally, and I mean rightfully so. Hold on, let me pull up my notes. Cucumber actually gets hurt, gets feelings hurt when meme-ness is brought up. Which is kind of sad that, like, because of a small minority, your reputation is ruined. But they feel like they don't have too many people to talk to. They feel a little bit reserved in telling this to people because, you know, they feel like they will be misunderstood. Or like they will just be told that their feelings are invalid. And, you know, that's really sad. So as a result, they've kind of become more introverted and a little bit more stoic as a result. They're less willing to, you know, talk about things, and plus they don't have like that cool factor, or like the the really like the chadness of an eggplant. I don't know exactly, because when we're talking about cool, I mean, there's obviously the phrase "cool as a cucumber," right? But like that coolness is like made to be even more stoic rather than dramatic. So like by this chart, he would be more on the stoic side. Does that make sense? Does that feel right? I will say though, cucumber, like garlic, or sorry, not like garlic, but like ginger, is also really good at insults. It just has that right amount of bitterness and also works really well with kimchi. So like if ginger is the type of vegetable that can come up with insults on their own and like on their own premise, they can start conversations with insults. Cucumber is kind of, you know, they are very good at bouncing off of other people to make a dig. Bouncing off of others to roast them. That feels right. Heaps. Insecurities about self-image to self. And I will say they are a little bit more bitter as a result of their, you know, feeling kind of scorned for their memeness. But like the minority, again, very extroverted and very physical. So there was something else I wanted to say about them, but I don't exactly remember it now. Just because cucumbers are kind of complex, you know? I would probably put them... They're more introverted than bean sprouts. Their life has been a bit harder. Similar level to... Yeah, they should go in a similar level to bamboo shoots, but they are more stoic. They're a little bit more grown up, a little bit more jaded. You know, that's why they're green, same color as jade. And then, so like they go like here, yeah. About as stoic as arugula, a bit more bitter, a bit less willing to talk to people, a bit more self-reliant. Well, I say a bit, but like, he's almost half the board away from arugula. So, we'll leave cucumber right there to vibe by themselves for a little bit. Maybe we'll come back to them, but otherwise, let's keep going. Ooh, corn. Okay, why am I getting all the meme vegetables all of a sudden? Corn is a fucker. That's all I'm gonna say. Corn is a fucker. Whereas, you know, cucumbers and eggplants, they have a meme status, and you know, they're a little bit less leaning into it. Corn just kind of fucking goes at it and they lean into it hard. Is a fucker. Yes, corn just is a fucker. Like, you have yellow corn, you have white corn, and then you have bicolored corn. You have corn of all different colors. Like, where's my note? Corn is a fucker. Corn is porny. Corn is porn. Corn is savage. Corn flipped me off in the parking lot last Tuesday. Fuck you, Corn. I know I said I wasn't gonna talk about the vegetables, but like, as you can see in the thumbnail, Corn was flipping me off. So like, get your bitch ass over here. To here. Yeah. Probably like here. You love meeting other people. You love fucking other people. You deserve to be like down here. You're flashy. But like also, okay, if I am gonna give Corn some credit, it does take them a little bit of time sometimes to open up to their deep feelings, but then like they're really, really bright once you remove the outer husk. And like that can be a good thing too. They're not all completely jerky, but sometimes Corn and I just don't vibe. If I had hands, I would wave them because that's all I can really say about Corn. With that said, I do love sweet corn, so like it's a very love-hate relationship. I grew up in corn country. Let me see. Let me go back to my background a bit. Is there corn in my field? No, there is not. Well, you may not know, but this is not my original field. When I was an even younger cabbage, I grew up next to a cornfield. Actually, it's like just past this fence here. It was a field very close to here. I just moved here because like, let's just say on July 4th, someone set my old field on fire. So I had to move to this one. It was very sad. Thankfully, all of my family made it out quite fine, and now we have all been retransplanted into here. But that is enough sidetracking, for we must return to shitting on corn! Actually, I'm done with corn right now. Like, I will say fuck you, corn, but honestly, corn's pretty cool. Corn alright, just like, I never want to bed corn, ever. Like, I have to reject corn's advances every single time I meet corn. It's that bad. So I'll put one more thing on our notes. Fuck you, corn. Wait, no. Not literally. You nympho. Not disparaging. Okay. I kind of feel like a tsundere. I feel like a mix of wanting to push corn away, but also liking corn. And, it's a weird relationship. That's all I can really say about it. Okay. I need to move on from my toxic relationship with corn. Schneef. We shall continue. What is the hour? 'Tis 1 hour, 50 minutes in. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do then. Since I have to talk to people a little bit after the hour, it is currently, for me, 54 minutes after the hour. So, I have about 10 minutes of time, and I do need to prepare a few things before then. So with that said... Okay! Wait, no. I want to save this. Yes. Let us save our progress for next time. So, save. Download. Okay. With that, I will say this was really, really fun to do. I have been wanting to do this for a little bit. I've been planning it out and thinking of all the different ways I could express personality into my extended family. Of course, some I have met a little bit more than others, so I apologize for the ones that, I haven't had a lot of chances to talk to and get to know. But, I will really appreciate if, you could enlighten me. You could reveal to me all the wonderful things, or, all the tea, all the dirt about these other vegetables' personalities. And you know, we want to do fruits sometime too. So, with that said, I'll probably get back to this another time. I don't know when, because I'm going to get really, really busy very soon. Hopefully, I can still stream a few times a week. I would love to. And do some more varied things too, of course. But with that said, I do have to go, so in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful day and night. To those who are watching the VOD, just have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Oh God. I know this might be a little bit weird, but sometimes I wonder if anyone's having as much fun in these streams as I am, because like when I do these, I just vibe. So, with that said, I will see you all next time. Bye bye. Should I do the VTuber idol thing where I say Otsu and then whatever? Should I say Otsu cabbage? Oh God, no. I will think of something and I will make sure to make it extremely cringe. And I will own it. Okay, but for now, I'll just say Otsu cabbage then, okay? Otsu cabbage! Mata ne! Bye bye! Nya!